Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I want to talk about MultiVersus's. This game is just finally launched as a playable game, rather than being in the beta or beta as it once was. But I've got to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed with what I'm seeing here and some things in this game. First of all, let's talk about the menus in this game. Now, it's been a while since I've done a sort of live play while I'm talking, so I do apologise. But let's talk about these menus, right? So this is kind of the home screen you're greeted with. In this version of the game, when it boots up, it chucks you into Rifts mode, which is this whole thing. Does the tutorial, tries to teach you, that's all good, whatever. We'll come back to that. But the menus in this game are... I mean, look, I know this is your typical free-to-play game, but looking at this game... This is, if we go across to each thing, fighters, battle pass, events, missions, store, career, like, honestly, you can see my stats there, honestly, like, I absolutely cannot stand the layout of this menu compared to what they used to have. This fighter screen is really, really shit. Like, it's so uninspired. But, you know, because it is that free-to-play game, they try to chuck all these things in front of you and whatnot. And then obviously you can see along the top there you've got, like, you can add an extra player in if you want to join up, and you've got a button to go straight to the currency, which is never great. But I only had a chance to look at the settings, so I don't know if much of this has changed beyond the stuff when I used to play. It looks fairly similar. Some of the stuff is actually turned down low, probably to get the game to run at a fairly decent level. As you can see, texture quality is low and whatnot. But jumping into this game and how this is all laid out, I understand that that's what you want people to do. I will try and try not to compare this to other platform fighters or Smash especially. But menus are really important, and I would rather have a set of menus. So we've got the enter, rift, change fighter, game mode, play. I'd rather have a bigger set of things to go to than the whole flipping between thing. I really don't like this. It's really fucking annoying. Games, don't do this. Have menus. Because this whole mission preview and then all the other stuff that you can buy on there, absolute pain. Really not a fan of the menus. Like, if we go to Jason here, you know, look how many clicks I get. I would rather there was a button here that said, and it says change fighter here, so that takes you to it. So that's not so bad, right? But then if I click on the character, we've got my emotes, my ports, we've got my variants, right? We go back out. We've got fighter account cosmetics. This is the whole thing in here as well. There's so much stuff within stuff, and I get confused with it, if I'm honest. It's why I don't like it. But we go back to Jason. There's a lot of stuff here. There's fighter mastery. There's a whole whatever this is, like almost a battle pass for the character himself that unlocks a bunch of stuff. We've got the perks and stuff. I completely forgot this game even had perks. It shows you like the different things like that. I'm not a fan of those, but you know, they are what they are. And so, you know, this fighter menu specifically should be more interesting. It should have a theme. I get it, they're just going for a list there, but I hate this. As for the battle pass, this is currently all free, I think, or at least this one is, for the next 54 days and 12 hours. So that's cool. I'm pretty sure it's free for anyone who played the game anyway. Don't have a lot to say. It's a battle pass. But then there's this whole event screen, and none of this, like, even this confuses the hell out of me. Like, so we've got a beat Rifts, gain Agent Smith. So he's a new character. This is what I think you get to get to him. I believe he's at the end of this. So you've got to do this whole thing. You've got to do what it says at there, beat the boss, and Agent Smith, blah, 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 blah. So there's all that to get. So that's cool, I guess. Then there's like the Joker's Ruse. There's a whole bunch of things here. There's so much stuff for someone who, like, you know, for people there, which is in some ways is great. In other ways, it's just so bloody confusing, which is my biggest issue. Then there's the whole PvP thing that's going on here. We've got weekly, dailies, all this sort of stuff. And yeah, it's kind of a bit of a nightmare. Let's talk about the store, right? We haven't got to the gameplay yet. We haven't got to the other things that people are talking about. Let's talk about these menus. This store, so we've got the specials, the featured, the custom carts, the For You, the daily deals, the Gleamium, look, all the fighter store is all the way down here, right? This menu actually has some character, but why is it that like it just frustrates me? Like, it's so far down. Like, the fighter store should be nearer the top, or there should be, rather than giving me these things, let me pick, like, how far do I have to scroll down to get here, right? Even the prestige store, fighter store shows you all the things. We haven't even got to the currency yet and like how I feel about that. There's all these different currency in the game now. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, like, these menus are they're just not great. This is the thing. I've been playing this game for about an hour and a half, and I'm just trying to get my bearings on a lot of this stuff. And I'm just finding that like, this menu has like a theme, right? Why is this one of the few menus that has like an actual UI that looks kind of interesting and unique to the game? Whereas everything else kind of has this blandness to it. Like, this game there's so much going on in this game that doesn't. Like, this screen is nothing like the store screen. Obviously, they're trying to make this look flashy to attract you to it, to spend money. Yeah, I gotta say, straight off the bat, the menus confusing. Don't like them. They need tweaking. Let's talk about the currency, because they've changed up the currency. Right, click that one. So you now have fighter, as you can see on the top right of the screen, right? We've got fighter currency, we've got perk currency, prestige, and Gleamium. Gleamium, which is, whoops, none there. Gleamium is your sorry, not your free. It is the paid for currency. So if we look here, handful of Gleamium, for £4 I get 450 Gleamium. The usual offenders, right? Now I have no doubts that you would probably need to spend. So, well, let's see what 1,000 Gleamium gets me, shall we? Let's see what that would look like for a fighter. So let's have like the Joker's grand reveal. So it's $15.99, gives you the Joker, a bunch of stuff, some Gleamium, a skin, I'm not even sure what this thing is, a profile icon, and 1,000 Gleamium. So for £15, I can get a character and a skin for him. So, or even it says a new fighter, VO, legendary profile icon, rare skin, Gleamium. Okay. How much is it to buy? There we go, all the way back to over here, down to the fucking fighter store. Right, Joker currently is 1,250 Gleamium. So he's actually more. So you have to buy essentially basically £10 worth of Gleamium to buy him specifically. Every other character that you're planning on buying in this game currently, by the looks of it, will be 1,000 Gleamium. As you can see here, that's the cost on the left of them is your 1,000 Gleamium. The cost on the right is your fighter points. As you can see, I have 3,550 fighter points, which I have gained by doing some like missions and stuff like that in the hour and a half. Now, last time when I played this game and I unlocked Bugs Bunny, as you can see down there, I did that with coins, and the game started off by giving you a reasonable amount of coins. The game has already given me enough to buy a character, which is fine, but that all depends on those missions that I've got here. So you've got the XP for the pass, you've got, which is what that is in there. There's your one of your currency, which is fighter currency, which is logged in 3 days. There's 300. There's another 300. You know, you can see that you get what currently looks like very regular amounts of this currency. Let's have a look at dailies. We can claim some battle pass stuff. Weeklies. That's how we got. We've got a lot of XP and things here. That seems to be mostly mostly XP. And then we've got Joker's Ruse, which is his own thing that gives you some points. My issue is that I don't trust these guys not to slow down that fighter stuff, essentially. Knowing what they did last time, and knowing that, you know, they weren't giving me a lot, there's a good chance I can spend. Like, Tom and Jerry is a character that I would love to play as, right? I don't know if you can, so you have to purchase to play them. Now, I have played these characters, and this goes on to the next thing, and probably one of the biggest issues that this game has now brought forward to itself. This character, which I have played in the past, in the solo mode, in the training mode, I should say, if I go to training, and you've probably already seen this, let's look at the characters that I can use. Oh wait, hang on. I can't use all of them because a bunch of them are locked. This is without a doubt the worst decision that they have made. The game up until the launch, which has been in the whole beta phase, you could try any character offline for free without having to pay them. You could also go into training mode and try any character for free. I cannot try any one of these characters. Now, I can kind of understand them taking the characters away from the offline mode, but in training, you need to let me try these characters, right? If I'm going to spend real money, or these hard-earned coins that I am going to get from playing the game, on characters that you are not going to let me play. So currently, Finn and LeBron James are free to play, and the characters that I own are Wonder Woman, Shaggy, Bugs, and Jason. Probably soon to be Banana Guard as well. The fact that I can't even try these characters, there's no way to try them, really, really sucks. And this is probably the biggest offender this game has brought forward. We haven't even got to the gameplay, which we will get to in a minute. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, we'll just drop out of this for a second. As far as I'm concerned, that needs to change. You need to be able to let your players at least try, even if it's in the store, and I go to the store, and I go all the way down to the fighters store. You need to let me, when I want to buy one of these characters, have a button here that says test, right? Because I don't know if I want to play Jake. I might want to go, ooh, I fancy playing Rick. And then actually, he doesn't suit my style at all, right? I look at some of the hard characters, I think, oh yeah, it'd be fun. But I don't have that option anymore. You've taken away that option for me to do it. Now, you could say, hey, well, you know, like, you've had all this time to play it. And, you know, fair enough. But let's get to one of the biggest, or some of the biggest issues the game has now gained, essentially. I'm just going to switch to Bugs Bunny for this, because that's a character that I have played in the past. And I got to go through all this. Yes. Let's go get whip. Right. This game, there's a couple things here. One, the camera in 1v1 zooms in insanely. Look how close this is. I get it. Pull the camera out a bit more, right? That's an easy fix. I can't see most of the stage. I get it, it's training. But, like, ultimately, bring that camera out a little bit. It is a bit far too, you know, in too far, right? But the biggest problem is the gameplay of this is significantly slower. I don't personally have much of an issue other than the animations. If we watch how Bugs does his kick, like the weird frames almost of him moving very slowly feels odd. I understand slowing the game down. I can't, you know, there are definitely pros for and against it. I understand that. I think that on its own isn't that bad. What I have found is that I am still getting misread inputs. A lot of the time, when I go to do a side attack, which is that one, with Bugs, sometimes he'll do this, and sometimes he'll do this. And even then, like this move, which I didn't realize, this punching move, that's the ender, right? So you guys can see that. Does the swing, buff. However, I think that this move is designed to have different enders. Both, like that. The amount of times when I've done this, oops, gone to do this, and accidentally done the spinning hat. There is also... Shaggy, for God's sake. There is also the issue that I personally have, where I have a lot of, like I said, misread inputs, and I've noticed a lot of input lag as well. So when I'm in a match and I'm trying to do things, like I'm trying to punt out moves, and Bugs just is not doing it. Like sometimes I'll try and do something else. Sometimes I want to do the down attack here, and then because of it's kind of hard to sometimes tell how close you are to the ground. Because look how close to the ground you can be when you want to do. Hang on. You can keep doing this. You can do this move very close to the ground if you... like that. I like to jump around and use the side button a lot. But like that. I hit the side button and I got the standard. And even then, when I did that side move, he did the old hammer attack. There's a lot of issues with the... what I think is with the input buffer in this game when it comes to these controls. I really, really find it frustrating. It's more noticeable when I play online with people, but I find it really frustrating. The other thing I've had issues with is some of the hitboxes just don't seem to be fixed. Like, it's probably going to be okay here because we're in training mode again when I played online. You know, I played a lot of Jason. And why do you make me do this? Jason's a new character. I actually started off thinking Jason was pretty good. But I'm starting to think, because of his bigginess, I played against a Batman and a Harley Quinn, and honestly, it was very difficult because it felt like I was getting juggled and no way to avoid it. I sometimes think the dodge doesn't come out quick enough. There's just a lot of issues. I think there's still a little bit of a learning curve. I won't deny that it's getting used to these new features, like the air dodge and things like that, and the step away and things. But the game it just feels really sticky. And I know that they've made characters bigger and things, which is fine. Jason's a really good example. His end lag on a lot of his moves, you can trying to act out of things. So you can act out of some things, you can't move. So you can cancel this move into this, things like that. But Jason feels very sticky at times, and ultimately, what I'm finding with this game is that there is a core game here that is pretty decent, but overall, between the way that the game now plays, the real bad choice of locking off those characters and not giving people a test function to try out characters before they buy them, the insane amount of currencies, there's just too many currencies, it doesn't need to be like this. And also on top of that, the fact that the menus really are just kind of sucky. Even, like, there is a level of flavour, but none of the menus line up. It's really annoying. Overall, I think this game is incredibly disappointing, coming back to it and being like, oh, my issues that I had when I first played it are still here. I'm still having input lag. I'm still having input delay. Significantly worse online. The times when my moves are coming out when they shouldn't be. The fact that the game is slower, which is, you know, dividing the people, it seems. It's just ultimately just frustrating. Because, you know, I obviously want to play a game that's like Smash. Hell, I love Smash. The problem is you can tell the difference in terms of, like, budget, right? These guys have had a decent budget, right? I'm not saying it's the level of Smash, but it's a decent budget. This is a nice looking game. I don't even have the visuals on max. Like, I did a cool combo there. That was purely accidental. Like, Jason's a really fun character. Like, but every time I played online, they're just having issues and issues and issues with a lot of the input lag and things like that. And I think that's the thing that frustrates me the most. Overall, I hope that a lot of this stuff will change as time goes on. Like, you know, the way the game controls and stuff like that. Now, I played Bugs Bunny the most when I had this game. That's the character I noticed the most with, and I still am pulling out the wrong moves and things like that. Not as badly, but it is still there. I want this game to succeed, I really do. I don't want to sit here and shit on it like I have been for the last 20 minutes, but I'm just being honest. There's so many tweaks and changes that need to come to this. Like, sort these menus out. Like, why are they all different? Why is this one so much more colourful? These are so bland. This one's decent. This one's bland. This one just needs a massive rework. Make less currency. I think that you need to make it so that you have your Gleamium and your essential currency that you get, which was coins. I know that you want different currency for fighters and all that. Merge it all together. Make it get a lot more of that. Keep everything the same price. Merge all these other currencies together and let people choose what they want to spend it on. Having 4 currencies in the game sucks, and it's going to suck. And quite frankly, yeah, it frustrates me. Just, there's so much of the free-to-play stuff really, really wrecks this game, ultimately. So, yeah, I didn't want to make this video and make it really negative, but here we are. This is how I feel about MultiVersus's. I am going to play more of it in the coming days. I want to give it a bit more of a chance. This is quite an early reaction to this new version of it. But ultimately, this is how I'm feeling right now. That might change. Maybe in a week's time, I'll give an updated thing on it of how I'm feeling, how the game is. But because not everything's changed, I mean, we only talked about Rift modes as well, but all you need to know is that's a single player mode. We fight bosses. Even on, I'm an experienced person who plays platform fighters, if you want to call them that, and I was struggling with it, and the game just felt unfair. Like the difficulty needs maybe a bit of tweaking, but that's that's just some part of the single player stuff. It's gonna make you want to keep coming back and playing and playing. There's a good game here, and I think it's marred down by a lot of shit, and I think that's just the truth of it. I know they're a smaller team. They need to tackle these things one at a time and actually like fix how this game looks. Get rid of this whole left and right bollocks. Give me like proper menus. Make it much easier to find stuff. Make it cleaner. You know, I get it. It's on PC. I could just grab the mouse here, right, and click on things. I've been using a controller. But ultimately, it just frustrates me. Frustrates me to no end. And we shall see. We shall see what they do with the game. I think they're going to be listening to feedback. I hope they are. You know, there's a fun cast here. Fun core mechanics. Just fix the fucking input lag and in things, and also let people play your characters for free in training. Anyway, I'm repeating myself right now, so we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this video. As always, if you like the video, then hit like. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description as always, and until next video, I will see you then.